Taylor has communicated with spirits her entire life and has come to me with fears that I can't explain. Taylor was afraid of fireworks and could not sleep through the night because of the horrific nightmares she was having. The nightmares were continuing. The lack of sleep was continuing. It was starting to affect her schoolwork. It was starting to affect her home life. She was depressed all the time, and it was so frustrating because we couldn't do anything to help her. Nothing could have prepared us for what happened next. She came to me in the middle of the night. She was stark white, she was sweating, and she was absolutely beside herself. And she said, "Mom, something happened." And I said, "What?" She said, "I had a nightmare. I was dreaming, but I was looking at myself." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "I was looking down on myself and I was a man. I was a skinny white man with sharp features, and I was writing a letter." She remembered being a man. That's when I knew that it was a past life. It was a totally different experience. I 100% believed in my heart and feel it in my bones that this actually, I know it happened to her.
I don't really believe in past lives or anything really supernatural. If you can't show me something, I don't normally believe it if it's not right there in front of me. It's the same with my police work. If you can't see it and you can't prove it, I don't really know if I can think it's real.
The more we talked that night, the more memories started coming back to Taylor. She clearly remembers that she was a man. She was wearing an oversized white shirt from centuries ago. She was writing with a feather pen. Taylor remembers the writing being long and thin. The paper that she wrote on was more cloth-like than paper that you would write on today. The only light that she had was a candle, but the main thing that stuck out was she was writing a letter as a man, and what was upsetting Taylor and haunting Taylor was the fact that she was prevented from finishing and sending the letter. Taylor and I sat down on my bed one night and we started talking about everything. I decided that it was time for me to ask her all the questions and dig deep because I knew that this was all connected. During our talk, Taylor started to remember more and more stuff. And then she came up with the name Matthew Koppel. And she said, "Mom, that's who I was. I was Matthew Koppel." Taylor got hysterically upset. And I said, "What is it?" And she said, "Mom, that letter was important." And she was sobbing. She said, "I was writing a letter to his wife." She said, "I got out of my chair and I stood behind my chair. And I turned and there was a loud noise and I was killed." When Taylor told me that she was killed in her past life, I didn't feel scared or sad. I felt relieved that now I could connect her fear of loud noises to her past life. That's the answer to all the questions that I had wondered about for all these years.